Should we put TaToH in the red? Real quick. Quick decision times. Quick decisions. Quick decisions. Quick decisions. Yes. Okay, a lot of people said yes. We'll do it. Yeah, Liereyy chooses green. I hate it when players choose green. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, but... Alright, cool. Sweet, we're in the game. We waited a long time to get here. This is another best of 5 in a 3-day event called Who is Number 2? As MBL, Yo, Liereyy, and TaToH. And it starts off with a Hun War, and then games 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be on maps of their choosing. TaToH, he's in the south of the map, playing as the Huns, obviously. And then in the north, we have Liereyy, he's playing as the Huns. Thank you to Mazmora for putting up $1,000. I believe he was just on some forums and saw this idea because so many people debate on who is who and who is where. And he wanted to find out. So he got these 4 players in a show match. It's been exciting so far. I'll have games all day tomorrow to cast, and then games on the final on Sunday. Obviously, this will all go to YouTube as well. So thanks to him, and the winner of this whole 4-day event will get $1,000 from Mazmora, and then whoever gets second place will get $250 from myself. Should be a good time for the players, and has been a good time for us so far. So, more often than not, you're going to see players open up with scouts. TaToH tried something different versus Yo earlier today. He went with more of a Drush build, which provided a really good game for us, but it didn't work out in that game. So he has 3 on wood now. I think he'll probably go for the standard scouts. Map is kind of problematic for TaToH when it comes to the hills, but it's also very wallable because of all the wood lines. He has 5 close wood lines. So I could see him building up on this hill and walling up. And then Liereyy, his map is also pretty solid. It's a bit more open, but there's more flat ground for him, so I see TC spots in Castle Age being an easier thing for him. Whereas TaToH, maybe he'd build a second TC here, maybe he'd build a second TC... yeah, see, this is the problem, right? He doesn't have great TC spots next to wood lines and golds. So, finally, in the game. Also, props to TaToH. TaToH spent the last hour working with Liereyy to help Liereyy with his router settings. They were on TeamSpeak together. Like, what other gaming community... Oh, God! There we go, he's fine. What other gaming community would have 2 expert players work together to get it to connect? And TaToH goes for that sneaky boar trick. Well played. Well, it's not sneaky, but it's risky. But he's good with it. So, I like Lierey's map a bit more. He's pushing in the deer, but TaToH's map is good if he controls the hills. The one problematic area for Liereyy as the game goes on is going to be this gold and this stone. So map control is going to win, and it's going to be key for everyone. Especially when it's a Hun War, because Hun Wars are generally very aggressive, especially in Castle Age. Master of Laser says, I did the boar trick the other day and killed the boar with the TC. So, the funny thing about that, the way that works is, you put 5 villagers inside your TC, you shoot the TC twice, and then the next hit comes from a villager, and it one-shots it. Now, if you put 4 villagers inside the TC, and shoot it twice, and then garrison that one single villager in your town center to save it, it will shoot the boar and kill it. And I have made that mistake more times than I would like to admit. I did it during my 24-hour stream. If you remind me, I'll show it in between games. I was really, really mind blown. It's kind of embarrassing, but yeah, you gotta do it with 5 vills, and I would recommend practicing it before you do it in some real important games. Yep. 2 lumber camps for TaToH, 2 lumber camps for Liereyy. These are normal build orders. And Liereyy is being pretty greedy. So is TaToH pushing in the deer, but they kind of know what and expect their opponent to go scouts. So it doesn't come as a huge surprise that they're playing it like this. Alrighty. Now, does Liereyy... Is he going to push in another deer, or is he going to scout now? Okay. Because the way Lierey's building his buildings, he might believe TaToH's to the right. And TaToH has gone to the right thinking Liereyy is there as well, so. Ooh, what's up with this, TaToH? Yeah, it's fine. He'll just build the stable on this side instead. So Lierey's stable has gone up like about 30 seconds faster. And he'll have a second scout out before TaToH even has a stable. So it's the finest of details, and the people win by the finest of margins at this level. Excuse me. But yeah, Liereyy, the one thing about him is his unit control is probably the best in the game. And he moves around so confidently with his military.
Officially, you're pretty rad.
And that can get him into trouble sometimes because he's too active with his military. Another player who has problems with that would be like Hera. Hera has a similar problem. I think he's too active with military and tries to do too much. But for now, both players playing cautious. Lierey's even collecting the deer with these villagers. It's pretty crazy. It's in the center of the map and he doesn't care. He'll wall here, and then any other bit of pressure from TaToH would come around this way, and he already has his scouts there, so. It makes sense for us because we can see how it's unfolding, but to do it as a player is pretty ballsy. Crow, can't speak about it, but yes, I am involved in the beta, thanks. Thanks for getting me banned by Microsoft, appreciate it. Just kidding. I don't think it breaks an NDA to say that I do have the beta, and I don't think it surprises anyone. So eventually players will go to gold, and then once you go to gold, you'll make an archer range, and then start making those archers. So TaToH's going to gold now. Liereyy has not yet gone to gold, so here's the trade-off. Lierey's economy will be stronger because he's using his wood for farms instead of the mining camp, and he's using his wood for farms instead of the archery range. However, TaToH is going to get to those archers slightly faster if he's going to gold at this time. Normally that's what it means, and there's TaToH's archery range now. Not this one, other ones, sometimes. Gotcha. Yeah, I like you guys trying to get every bit of info out of me about the beta, though. So, when both players are going scouts, it's so dangerous to leave villagers walling unprotected. So both players have pretty much patrolled in their open areas because it will give them the defender's advantage. If Liereyy were to try and hit TaToH now, TaToH has spears and scouts patrolling, and same for Liereyy. So, it's the way to play it. And the build orders are almost identical. I just hate the way that TaToH will be fighting this because he didn't get that hill. He has the hill walled and that's fine, but the concern for me is when he's creating units, he's not reinforcing next to his precious resources. He'll send his units out and around, whereas Lierey's just producing on the front. Or will be producing on the front. He's not making anything right now. Maybe Liereyy will be tempted to go straight into cav archers. It's a risky move. That's what this looks like. Now, I'm not a huge fan of going straight into cav archers. If TaToH goes crossbows, I can show you why. TaToH will be going archers into crossbows into cav archers. Okay, Lierey's making some archers now, never mind. Yeah, Baskets, I think TaToH's range placement is going to hurt him here. A lot of this is due to the fact that one villager attempted to run out earlier to build the stable up there, and Liereyy denied that. Because it's normal for players to build their military buildings together. So after that, he built his stable at the bottom, and now is building his ranges together with that. So, I can kind of get it, plus he's much closer to his base to build. We'll see if that hurts TaToH throughout this game. But so far, just one kill for Liereyy. It was the one spear that TaToH sent forward. And both are on the way to Castle Age. Pretty even game. The one difference is that Liereyy does not have the wheel upgrade, but he is an Aftermath player, so that's normal. Something about being on Aftermath. Aftermath players always missing wheelbarrow, man. MBL always gets it, but Nikov's the reason the meme exists. Not so much. Alright. So, they're both jockeying for position a little bit. Keep in mind that crossbows are very strong in early castle. And wow, the armies are even here. Spears don't matter so much. It's all about the archer numbers. TaToH has a few more numbers, probably because he built the ranges earlier. And just as I said, he built the ranges earlier, he'll get more military, but now his castle age is delayed. And did you see that bit of micro from Liereyy? That sidestep with the archers? Lierey's micro is terrifying. Oh, come on, Liereyy. Come on! Like, oh yeah, let's compliment the guy and he'll throw away a scout for free. It's really the archers that matter, but still. Crossbow, bodkin arrow on the way in for Liereyy. Normally what you'll see is immediate ballistics. There's university. There's university. Look at this. Both of them building a town center with one vill. Both of them building the university with one vill. It's crazy how similar they're playing right now. Oh, TaToH! He's got to be careful. Now, many players would not micro uphill, but Liereyy will. Look at this. Look at this micro from Liereyy! He's disgusting!
Three-way tie is still possible.
This is sick!
He beats you, loses to MBL, and wins against
That
TaToH,
was so
and then MBL
good,
beats
man.
TaToH, all get two
Microing
victories
up the
except
hill,
TaToH wins 0
sidestepping,
for 3.
dodging. He's incredible when it comes to micro. I'm probably going to quote this till the end of my casting career. It could be 30 years from now, and I'll say, you know, one time Viper said this, but I remember, like, the first time, this is back when I started gaining traction as a caster, went to Europe, and I was at Gamescom, and I spoke to Viper. I said, Viper, who do you think's micro is the best in the game? And at that time, this was late 2017, so it's kind of a dumb thing for me to quote at this point, but he said that he thinks Lierey's micro is the best in the game, and I remember in the first King of the Desert, Liereyy microing uphill against Viper like that. He's really good, and right now, he's doing good versus TaToH. Killed all of TaToH's scouts over here, while I was blabbing my mouth. And also just killed one of TaToH's farmers, so just slight leads for Liereyy. Now, he does not have ballistics yet. TaToH's about to complete that upgrade. And with ballistics, Liereyy will... Actually, Liereyy knows how to out-micro ballistics with those splits, but... it will be easier for TaToH to take these engagements, and that's a decent number of crossbows from TaToH. Interesting he made so many. Now, crossbows will have that additional range over the CA, just one more range, but they're much slower, and they don't have the same amount of HP. Gromp, thank you, man. Yeah, I think a three-way tie is possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Did you... Look! Look! Like... TaToH had ballistics, and 3 of those shots didn't land. Impressive. Well... Liereyy has a Vill lead. He has a big ball of Cav archers. And he has a very strong eco. TaToH, his eco is looking solid. It's not as solid, and he's sending in Cav archers now, but this is a risky move for TaToH. I think he probably realizes this as well, but if his crossbows see this many Cav archers, he needs to probably send his CA back. Either send his CA back or find an area to do damage. TaToH will micro down what he can, but will lose his crossbows. That's good value, though. That's good value. Not bad. But my worry is TaToH shouldn't come in again, right? He doesn't have enough numbers now. Probably could tech into Elite Skirm, possibly. I don't know what his resources are like. Oh, no, he's making skirms now, so I think he'll go Elite Skirm, which he really needs. When you fall this far behind with the Cav Archer numbers, you need Elite Skirm, and then that would open up Liereyy to maybe make some Knights, or even Mangonels could work. Oh boy. He's going for Elite Skirmisher now, and Liereyy decides to just hold the hill. Well, this is the hill that TaToH needs control of. He should have his army on this hill or this hill patrolling if he's in a strong position. But now Lierey's knocking on the door. Now also, while we're seeing all of this, Lierey's scouting with these 2 scouts to check for other resources. Relics and whatnot will be very important as the game goes on. And soon full upgrades for him on the Cav Archers. Thumbring is a big, important upgrade. It's big and it's important. That's why I said both. TaToH doesn't have enough skirmishers right now, and he doesn't have them in the right position, that's for sure. But maybe sending his army around this way is the best way to keep Liereyy away from the side of his base. However, this fight will be very bad for TaToH, and look at that! Look at that! This micro nerd is crazy! Again, dodging ballistics. This is what low lag games bring you, and this is what Liereyy games bring you. Yeah, he has Thumbring, so with Thumbring, he should be killing these CA pretty easily. Doesn't have ballistics though, which is interesting. Like, to get Thumbring first and not ballistics after building the university. That's, if there's one thing that Lierey's probably done wrong, that's like one tiny thing. But he knows TaToH's going for skirmishers now, so he's adding the knights. Great move. It's a tough fight to judge. If TaToH's able to kill the knights, the skirmishers will do work against the Cav Archers. I think it's a wise move for Liereyy to pull back. Whoa, did he intentionally make a ram, or did he forget his hotkey? Why did he create a ram? If he creates another one, then it was intentional, but I think he meant to create a Mangonel. Freaking Dota 2 hotkeys, come on, man. Harry says, Liereyy plays so little we forget how good he is. He's definitely number 2. Well, I mean, we'll see, right? This is just game 1. Let's give TaToH a little bit of credit, man. Puts the ram in front so TaToH can't patrol. Forces TaToH to, I mean, this fight is extremely good for TaToH if he micros it properly. I think the danger here is if Liereyy gets enough knights to do a small surround on the skirms. Look at the little clicks. Like, the clicks are fancy and the micro is fancy, but TaToH's composition, especially if it gains the hill, is stronger than what Liereyy has at the moment. And he's still creating rams. That has to be intentional. That's so weird. It's probably to soak up the arrow fire, but you just don't see that. It's so TaToH can't patrol. Look, when TaToH patrols, he hits the ram. I just still feel like Mangonels would offer something against the skirms. So after all of the fancy micro moves from Liereyy, he's falling behind now. TaToH's only 2 villagers behind. Oh, there's a big Mangonel shot! He lured TaToH into a false sense of security. TaToH expected more rams, not Mangonels. Goodness gracious. Great micro from TaToH. That Mangonel goes down. Both players are jockeying for position now, and I like TaToH's play. The risk is, if his skirms die, his Cav Archers get completely overwhelmed. Feels like a bit of a trap here. Such a difficult fight to judge. TaToH has the population lead, and with that many CA on the hill, the Knights won't last. 140 population for TaToH, and Liereyy, he's sitting at 130 population. His rams have gone down, and now Liereyy will go for Elite Skirm himself. This is the beauty of Hun Wars, guys. There's so many different things you can see. And now TaToH's on the way to the Imperial Age. So the difference here is Lierey's making a lot of knights. He's putting food and gold into that, so he won't be an imp near as fast. We saw a game earlier versus Yo and MBL where this happened, and it was Yo in Lierey's position, and he all-in Castle Age. So continued to create a lot of knights, and just pump them out right now and hit TaToH, or I guess Yo hit MBL before he could get the power spike from him.
My money is on Fat Slob winning.
And that's exactly what Liereyy should do now. I think to take his foot off the gas would be a mistake. I just don't know if he can fight the numbers that TaToH has. 55 military for TaToH. TaToH's in a great position. He'll also castle this all-important hill. He micros down a Mangonel. TaToH has more kills than Liereyy does. And Liereyy is really struggling to deal with this many units. TaToH's skirms are microing down the CA. And now Lierey's doing the same with his own skirmishers. This is the time for TaToH to back up to that hill. Be patient, man. Sick games. I love Hun Wars. Every single Hun War has been fantastic. I love them so much. We need to see Hun Wars more often. 80 kills for 76. 160 pop for both. TaToH's now an imp, and so Liereyy will feel like he needs a fight. A 1-for-1 with the mangoes. Can Liereyy comfortably take a fight? He's going for it. This is ridiculous. The HPs on the armies are very similar. Now TaToH with some ram revenge. Bracer's a very quick technology to complete. Bracer will complete when TaToH has 20 cav archers remaining. And Lierey's running up this hill with this cav archer. Oh my god, that patrol was interesting. Or with his skirms. Should be better for TaToH. Should be much better for TaToH. That could be game. Lierey's on the way up now. But TaToH will be pushing back, and I would love to see TaToH consider light cav or Tarkans. Not now. He has to wait a little bit more and push his advantage home maybe with some rams, but any counter to the skirmishers at this point, well, his own skirms will do work. But raiding with light cav is the norm in the Imperial Age with Huns. So, you know, there was the fancy micro from Liereyy, but my goodness has TaToH come back here. Wise decision making. I'd say his map was worse as well, if you remember. Man. These fights are so insane. Crazy what these players are able to do. But I love TaToH's aggression. I love the capped rams. He keeps Liereyy at his base. Liereyy has to sacrifice so many knights to kill the rams so he doesn't lose his ranges. I also love how TaToH's skirmishers are constantly in front. Well, in front until the knights arrive. And now that becomes a bit of a problem. What a battle, man! This is insanity! This is a ridiculous fight. Like, my fingers hurt just watching this. And Lierey's kind of coming back here with his micro. With just Castle Age units he's holding against this. It is insane. And TaToH will also castle the center. So if Lierey's going to win this game, it is going to be difficult. But he does have the extra gold. How can he push back these castles? This game is why Hun Wars are awesome. Just like game 1 in the Yo vs TaToH set. Just like game 1 in the Yo vs MBL set. Is it something I want to see all the time? Probably not. But is it something I want to see more often? Hell yes.
This is the quality content I was hoping for.
And worth the wait. For those that hung out for 90 minutes watching duck and seal videos, worth the frickin' wait, man. YouTube, you're probably disappointed that you missed out on the duck and seal videos. Do you see how TaToH's built up his castles on the hills? See this? Very strong position for him as they go into late game. Liereyy, castle here, not in a hill. No castle on this hill, and TaToH's in. So the other things to start thinking about are extra golds and relics. But Liereyy was not expecting this. He didn't even wall this area. And meanwhile, TaToH has found the gold on the left and realizes that Liereyy is there. So this is a bit like Deathmatch in the sense where you get the hills, get control, and then it's just unit production and spam. Now, I expect TaToH's cav archers to die here eventually, but oh my god, he got 2 back here! And Liereyy might be a quick player, but he cannot keep up with TaToH's unit production right now. There were some questions asked of TaToH in the Yo TaToH set. And most people here, including myself, gave Liereyy a lead. Or, sorry, an edge. Like, we favored Liereyy going into this. Right now, TaToH's winning. TaToH is winning. Not comfortably, but he is ahead. One relic collected already for him. And I don't think he'll secure this gold right now, but he's taking Liereyy off of it. Actually... Liereyy keeps the TC up. Are you kidding me? Never mind. Liereyy will collect a little bit more. TaToH really needs to get some light cav in the mix for these skirmishers. And he's getting plate barding armor now. He also completed the Hussar upgrade, so I imagine he'll create them. So, there's a relic here. There's a gold here. TaToH, this is what he can see. Liereyy, this is what he can see. They see similar things. You fight for wood lines, you fight for farm space. Map control is huge. And this is a sign of what could come if TaToH doesn't lock down this side more. I think a stone wall here and a gate there could be better to prevent the light cav raids, because my goodness, that was good for Liereyy. And then on the front, Liereyy has mainly skirmishers. And TaToH has rams and hussars against that. Now, I would expect that Liereyy will keep his castle up, but I don't think Liereyy will secure this gold much longer if TaToH can get enough hussars there. Incredible game. And, oh, Liereyy, the madman, is going for Cavalier. Oh, man. It's expensive to do that. But my goodness, does Liereyy love his skirmishers. Microing down all the cav archers. He'll castle this hill. That will go up. I don't like Cavalier long term like I like CA, but Lierey's making so many skirms, maybe it'll be fine. Here, TaToH hasn't realized. He hasn't reacted because he's so focused on the front. Killing one of Lierey's trebuchets, making his own trebuchet to go after this castle now. Every time I look at the population, it's even. These players are so evenly matched. Insane. Oh, TaToH wants to build a castle here. I was wondering when it would come. He realizes Liereyy has the gold to make Cavalier. Not happy about it. Yeah, say goodbye to your gold, Liereyy. But the problem is, Liereyy will now take the center, possibly. If you only have so much population, and the population's the same, if TaToH moves 50 to the left, Liereyy will move 50 to the center. Now, which is more important? I'm not sure. We'll see. It really depends. But finally, that gold will be TaToH's. I like how patient TaToH was with that castle, too. I just wonder if he can keep the center control. Yeah, Lierey's not messing around here. 4 trebs. Oh, and he got the stone walls up on the left just before the hussars arrived. There are hussars on the right. And TaToH's building outposts out here to look for the golds and relics. So, sees this relic. Has 2 collected already. There's also this one. Lost his castle. But TaToH should have the edge in terms of long-term gold. Both in mining gold and also with the relics. Can his Hussar kill the skirms? Lierey's even using the trebs, it's ridiculous. Man, if I had $1 for every skirmisher Liereyy made in this game, that'd be a few baby sharks. But skirmishers are too vulnerable. Skirms and Cavaliers is also too expensive because of the gold cost. The reason CA Hussar works is because Hussar's food, they're tanky, they kill skirms, and then you have the Cav Archers, which are pretty cheap. And they're fast too, you can keep them alive easier. TaToH is in with the raid. That group of Hussars that he'd sent in earlier made it in. He's also sneaking a staple up for more raids. This could be TaToH's moment. This could be the game. Look at the kills he's getting. And at the same time, he might pressure Lierey's castles. Lierey's trebs that he just used to kill TaToH's castle? the trebs that made him feel like he could win the game. 2 of them are dead. The villagers he needs for eco, dying. He's down below 100. TaToH will also ram down this gate to continue his spam and his pressure, and just like that, Lierey's at 120 pop, TaToH's at 190. And the GG's called. What a performance from TaToH! Also, he spent 90 minutes helping Liereyy connect. That's why he did it.
Quite late, but this is for the HC2. It's been on my list for some time to send the donation. It's been very entertaining tournament. I love when you're casting together with Dave. Keep it up.
So I'm getting ahead of myself here, and obviously it's mainly jokes, but imagine the whole time TaToH's trying to help Liereyy connect to his game. He's like, oh, I gotta help this guy connect so I can beat his ass. Wow, what a game, man. What a game from TaToH. And to be honest, I would say that Liereyy should have been favored in a Hun War. I think TaToH's specialty is normally non-Arabia maps, so to have this type of a performance in a Hun War was very good for him. What a series this is shaping up to be. We'll back out now. I'll show you the achievements, and then game 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5, if we're lucky, will come up. TaToH had 384 kills. I think Liereyy made a mistake with the Rams, and also he was too wasteful with his Knights. And he created Knights, and he was able to get kills in Castle Age, but his imp time was then later. So if you're committing to that many Knights in Castle Age, you really need to do more damage and get more map control. And TaToH was able to hold. And he had some excellent micro and unit control. Arguably better micro and unit control past Castle Age. TaToH had... You know what? There's not a lot in it here. I'm sure he would have had more gold if the game would have continued. But there's really not a lot in it. But he was able to execute better and get the better positions. And as if this game wasn't already good enough, a 669 relic gold for him. Nice. Okay, so what they do now is they pick their home maps. So TaToH says, I pick islands. Liereyy picks Mongolia. TaToH picked Team Islands, and then Liereyy picked Regicide Fortress. Wait, there's islands and Team Islands? He went double islands? Hold on a second. He obviously thinks that he'll have success on water. Home maps. There's islands and Team Islands. Okay, well, he could do that. Interesting. So now they'll do a Civ draft. The score, I guess I should update the scoreboard. There we are. And they will draft civilizations right now. TaToH's on the left. This is opposite of the scoreboard. Hope this doesn't confuse you. His first global ban is Chinese. And then Zealous Movie is Liereyy, so he gets his global ban, and then they'll go back and forth with picks. Suki, thank you for the $20, man. It is a bit late, but people can still enjoy Hidden Cup 2. You are welcome, man. Can't wait for Hidden Cup 3. Hidden Cup 3 is gonna... it's gonna have a lot to live up to. I don't know if we can break Hidden Cup 1 record, or Hidden Cup 2 records, but it should be good, man. Thank you so much. Andy the Giant, thank you for the 4-month resub. Thank you, Mate Oh Fresh, for the new Prime sub. Farland says, hey T90, how's your day? Who is going to win this best of 5? My money is on FatSub winning. I think FatSub would win against either of these players, yes. But he's not participating today. Thank you for the 9 months. Thank you again, Gromp, Bitza, Incredibly, Sikarin, Eaglebeak, Grin. I guess I just thanked 2 people for hosting me with 1 viewer. But thanks everyone for sticking around. This set is going to live up to the hype. So I think Liereyy chose Mayans for Regicide Fortress. He chose Japanese for one of the 2 islands games he'll have to play. TaToH chose Italians, definitely for islands. Malians? Byzantines? What? Pog Champ? I feel like all YouTube comments and Twitch comments regarding Byzantines are about to be answered, I guess, right? Because so many people ask why Byzantines aren't picked. So many people want Byzantines. Normally it's never picked. TaToH chose it. And Britons. Oh man, imagine Archer Micro, Britons versus Mayans. T90, Hidden Cup 3 will have a wider appeal from the U.S. Navy personnel since a lot of us have started playing again because of Hidden Cup 2. Really? So all of you? The whole United States Navy. Let's go. I'll make sure to include more water maps for you Navy folk. Okay, Malay. So I think the way this is going to break down is this. Whoa! TaToH chose Goths! TaToH chose Goths! Hold the phone! This is going to get real interesting. So I expected, and Liereyy definitely, picked Mayans for Regicide Fortress. Alright? That's one of his home maps. It's common to go for Mayans. A counter to Mayans, it's arguable, is Goths. So TaToH has basically showed his hand to Liereyy with his civ pick. Japanese, water. Malay, water for Liereyy. Same with Italians for TaToH and probably Byzantines. Yeah, I guess Byzantines. So then maybe Britons and Huns for Mongolia, which is the other map for Liereyy. This is going to be interesting. All I know is game number 2 will be on one of Lierey's maps, and that will be coming up. Could be Regicide Fortress. The only reason I think it will be Huns and Britons on Mongolia is because the other civs fit the other maps better. That's all. But that's awesome to see. I still think Mayans can beat Goths, though. So I'm surprised that TaToH did it, but we'll talk about it if and when we get there. See, now this might make Liereyy do something different, though. If Lierey's expecting Goths, he could go for Japanese. Now, I would still stick with Mayans, but there's a bit of mind games associated with this. They don't have to pick civs for specific maps. They can only... they pick the civs and they can only use those civs on any map they would like. We do not have a brackets command. We have a standings command, AgeStam and anyone else. Obviously, there's spoilers, but you'd type !standings. Harry Houses says, T90, you have more viewers than Bob Ross yet again. It makes me sad. Oh, well, Harry, just look at it as a happy little accident, man. 20 seconds, guys. I mean, I think standings command works. It could be standing. Oh, no, it does work. It's just if too many people type it at once, it has a cooldown. So, just don't type it at the same time, chat. Then you'll be fine. I now know that you're all going to do it at the same time because I know how it works! And yes! Let's go! We get it, baby! It's Regicide Fortress. I guess I need to switch the colors again. But TaToH has counterpicked Mayans. Let's see how this works. My goodness. So, welcome everyone. This is game number 2 in a best of 5 in a 3-day event. It is called Who is Number 2? We have TaToH, Liereyy, MBL, and Yo all playing round robin. 3 best of 5s today. This is the final one. 3 best of 5s tomorrow. And then on Sunday, the grand final will take place. Now, a lot of people, including myself, have been saying that Liereyy, MBL, and Yo definitely deserve to be in this type of an event. I think quite a few people were thinking that maybe Max deserved TaToH spot or something. That's still up for debate. But what we do know is TaToH won the first game versus Liereyy, who in most people's minds would be the undisputable number 2 in the world. So the whole idea behind this event was to see who is best from this bunch of players. And TaToH lost to Yo earlier, so he needs a result today if he wants a chance of getting to the finals. He chose Goths because he expected Mayans to be the pick on Regicide Fortress, and Lierey's in the north of the map having chose Mayans, and they're both doing their Dark Age stuff now. So since you start with walls and towers and a castle, it's pretty common for pro players to use their scouts to bring in their boars. Liereyy has done that, and TaToH has done that. Also, it's pretty common for players to scout with their kings. So here's Lierey's king running all around the map as we speak. Now, the reason that players, or that TaToH chose Goths is because elite Huskarls, when you have the eco to spam them, shred most of what Mayans can make. Mayans can make 100 HP Eagle Warriors, but the Huskarls will win out there both due to the creation speed and the cost. The problem is, regular Huskarls are actually not all that strong versus plumed archers, and it is possible that Liereyy could make plumes in castle, and I'm sure he will. So, while post-imp Goths can beat Mayans, it's not a direct counter, because plumes, when massed in Castle Age, can still micro and still kill Huskarls. But if TaToH believes, I believe, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this one will go. I would say that Mayans have the advantage. I would say it's 55% Mayans, 45% Goths, if I were to give a percentage. Keep in mind, Mayans have the eco bonus. Some other small things that Mayans have is their... well, I talked about the plumes, right? The other thing is their eagle can heal inside their towers and their castles if they need to. We'll see. If not Goths, what would be the best counter to Mayans? Well, like, TaToH globally banned Chinese, so he definitely civ drafted, as did Liereyy, with the maps in mind. Chinese is one of the strongest Regicide Fortress civs, as is Mayans. I mean, in post-imp, Goths is one of the best counters to Mayans, is just getting there. That's all. Mr. Fossey says, plumes don't stand a chance against mass Huskarls. So, remind me of the bonus chat, but plumed archers have a, I think it's a +2 bonus versus infantry. Which is why they're quite strong against eagles. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone's got to have the details on that. As elite, okay, so plumes +1, elite +2, exactly. Now, in Castle Age, you have to keep in mind, Huskarls are fairly expensive. And Liereyy will lose his eagle. He went in a little bit too close for comfort. So, first off, a Huskarl is slower than it's kind of slower than a plume. It also costs food and gold. So to make them, it's more expensive. You can't boom on multiple TCs and make Huskarls. You can boom on multiple TCs and make plumes. Plus, Liereyy has good micro. Plus, they have a small bonus versus the infantry. So, long story short, to simplify it, Liereyy can boom and make plumes. TaToH cannot boom and make many Huskarls. It's only once his economy is set, then he's able to make those Huskarls. If picking Goths is such an obvious counterpick to Mayans, couldn't Liereyy switch around Mayans for another map? Yeah, he could have. He could have, yeah. But I think it's better to stick with it here. Trust me. Just trust me when I say that I've seen this matchup enough times, and I've seen players try this enough times, that Mayans should be slightly favored, but not favored as much as when you'd have like another civilization. Liereyy will take some advantages with plumes, and he'll take some advantages with eco. Already has the faster castle time. I would say that everything that Liereyy has success with is very build order oriented, which is why stuff like Regicide Fortress, which is all about Dark Age and Feudal Age execution to get those times, like sub 10-minute castle time, Liereyy excels with those types of things. Liereyy struggles with messiness, and that's what TaToH will bring to the table when we get to islands. I mean, if we get to islands. Because if TaToH wins this, and he wins the next... Well, no. Yeah. If TaToH wins this and then wins the next game, then we won't ever get to see those home maps he's picked. There was a matchup recently. It was in a tournament between a 2K... It was two 2K players. I forget the names. It was in the Aspiring Experts tournament. And the Mayan player went Eagles and Plumes and won. Because they tend to get the relics and they get some mass before TaToH's able to. Like, best example I can give you is right now. TaToH's not making any Huskarls. Liereyy already has 4 plumed archers. 5 plumed archers. Yeah, we'll see. But it always depends. It always depends. But keep an eye on the Vil counts. Liereyy already has 6 plumes. Make that 7. Actually, no, it's 6 plumes. His king is one of the guys there. Is there a capture age hotkey for kings? I highly doubt we're going to see a king snipe, but the king is in this tower, for those wondering. The snowy tower. I don't know why some of them have snow and some don't. Must not be snowing over at TaToH's place. And TaToH's king is inside the castle. It's bird poop. That's where the birds sit. Ew, that's gross, man. That's a lot of bird crap. Get out of here with that crap. TaToH is a snowy market. Oh, that's where the birds perch at his town. I see. Well, thankfully for TaToH, his gold isn't... Ah! Oh, that's dangerous. Yeah, Lierey's getting fletching. I was just going to say, his gold isn't rangeable, but with fletching, Liereyy might be able to snag some Vils. TaToH does have a back gold. He has a few Huskarls roaming around. It's pretty common for players to snag relics eventually, so... There's something going on with the no snow mod, because some buildings have snow and some don't. Like, Lierey's market doesn't have snow. TaToH's does, so I don't know, but... Okay, so fun Age of Empires 2 history lesson. How many people... Okay, a little bit of trivia. I'd be surprised if you know this. There might be 4 or 5 people who know this because it's a very old video of mine. There is a game where a popular pro player was heavily favored going into a set. He chose Mayans on a map like this. And the weaker opponent, who doesn't even play the game anymore, chose Goths. And the player who was Goths went for Petards and Huskarls and sniped this player's king from one of the towers. Which pro player died? Extra points if you know who killed him, but I would be very surprised. Damn it, Nelson! Nelson's probably the one player who would know this. Nelson, aka the sponsor of this tournament, got it. Yeah, so Viper died, and it was a player named Arma, who I haven't seen play ever since then, to be honest. It was way back. Now, it was a best of 5. It was for WSVG qualification. I remember because I didn't even cast live games back then, Nelson. Also, what's up, man? I didn't cast live games. I just found recorded games on AOC Zone. And I remember casting that one. Because I was a Viper fanboy, so I was just like, oh, let's look at all Viper games. That's how I started, so. Anyways, yeah, Viper died to it. He still won the set and went on to win that whole tournament, but... I did cast that. It's somewhere on YouTube. It probably only has 1,000 views. So you see what the Plumed Archers can do for you with map control. But TaToH's boom has been pretty strong. 59 villagers for him. And it is 58 for Liereyy. Control shift up for King Hockey. Really? No. That's only for regular games. It doesn't work for Capture Age. Sorry, I've been all over the place with my casting. Arma was Mayans, and then he went for super fast ballistics and Petards. Nope. No. The Huskarls got it. Nah, I definitely remember it was the Huskarls that got the snipe because it's so uncommon. Like, Viper didn't react to it. You guys see in community games how difficult it is to snipe with melee units. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. He probably quit the game right there. Like, killed Viper's king? Just quit. That's why we don't see him anymore. So Liereyy will snag this relic. He did lose a villager as he's beginning to stonewall. That's very important for Scots, is getting stonewalls up. Lierey's also protecting this relic. So if he gets all the relics with enough plumes and eagles, can he deal with Goths? That is the question. Viper was Goths. Really? Viper was Goths? Oh, man. I was wrong. I'm sorry to whoever I said was wrong. I'm wrong. My bad. But anyways, it was Viper who died. I remember that much. Okay, this is a very bold woman. Man, she's really determined. And she will die. What? She'll eventually die, unless she's immortal. Nah, she's dead. Okay, so now TaToH has the eco to suddenly begin spamming some units, taking some map control. A Siege Workshop is a bit of an interesting move. Can Liereyy get a conversion? No, he doesn't get a conversion. Conversion would have helped a lot there. Liereyy canceled the upgrade for fletching earlier, I guess, because now he's getting it. And TaToH is sending out his own monks to snatch up these relics. He's also getting arson. Look at this flood begin. This is what Goths can do. I don't know if Liereyy has anything to fight this right now. He probably needs some eagles, which is what he's doing. He's getting scale mail armor. Now, if TaToH gets this win, I think the Civ draft will be just as impressive as the actual victory. Because it's risky to draft like this. I guess TaToH lost a monk out here a moment ago, snagging the relic, so he's sorting that out with the Huskarl. Liereyy needs to win this one fast before it goes late game. He needs mass Eagle Warriors to do it sooner rather than later. Yeah, Algernon Mayans don't get champs. They only get two-handed swordsmen. So the best approach is to go for Eldorado Eagle Warriors. Plumes, elite plumes and eagles is what you have to do. You need a combo. Eagles, very expensive. Plumes, not so much. And plus, he already has some. Also, the thing about eagles is they can keep up with Huskarls because they're pretty fast. But 100 HP eagles are no joke. Oh, is this a fake from TaToH? Is this intentional? Do you see this? Is he playing community games? I don't think any other pro would do that. TaToH has a Huskarl in that tower to make Liereyy think that the king is there. And TaToH has a big old boom, full Castle Age spam. I would love to see him take these relics away from Liereyy. Now, look what the plumes are able to do. This is before they're elite. This is before Bracer. The plumes are doing an okay job. But, it's risky business if the Huskarl's getting close, and Liereyy just abandons this... I can't speak now. He just abandons this area of his base. He's now getting Bracer, he's getting Eagle Warrior. He'll send the Eagles around to snipe the Mangoes. Will keep his TC alive. And... I'm not sure if TaToH can keep spamming like this. Liereyy took a lot of losses, though. Took a lot of losses. The question is, does he go imp or does he continue Castle Age spam? It looks like Castle Age spam. Remember, this is where the king is for Liereyy. It's in the north. Big old boom for TaToH. He has 2 relics, and there's 2 that he could snag here. He has 30 more population than Liereyy. Liereyy just has regular eagles. These are not elite eagles. They don't have Eldorado. My goodness, this is crazy. Look at this spam. Liereyy has no gold. All of his gold's right here. He can't take any gold. He does have some gold on the left, I guess. He's microing his heart out, but as he does so, he's losing his villagers. Eventually, TaToH will get to the point where he's comfortable going to imp, and these become elite Huskarls. And I believe a forward castle will go up here as well. Crazy, man. Crazy. I mean, not only was the first performance from TaToH legendary, but this spam, the pick to go Goths. So this maybe isn't the best example of what Mayans are able to do versus Goths, but we'll see. We will see. The Eagles have decent upgrades. They're just expensive. TaToH is buying himself time. to build a castle right on the golds. He'll probably, if this game goes on for a while, he'll lose this eventually. But it's just for positioning. And he's also moving in on the right-hand side. Or, I can't tell left from right, apparently. He's on the left-hand side. And now he's on his way to Imp. Lierey's pop has not gone far above 100 for a long time. And if he can't deal with Castle Age TaToH, I don't know how he'll deal with Imperial Age TaToH. And Liereyy just calls it. He calls the GG. TaToH goes up 2-0 versus Liereyy. Very few people expected this. TaToH showed up to play this evening. Wow. The Civ draft was perfect. TaToH always prepares well. I think it's one of the big reasons that he was added to Team Secret. What is it, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? It's been a while now. But anyways, I believe that his preparation brings something to the table for his team. And then in 1v1s, it certainly puts him in good positions. TaToH's up 2-0 over Liereyy. And the next home map for Liereyy will be Mongolia. Wow. He was at it, you're right. It was Tyrant, and then soon after, Tyrant became Secret. Or, better way of putting it is most of the key figures in Tyrant left to Secret, and Tyrant disbanded from there. 87 kills for TaToH. And you know what? I kept waiting for a power spike to come in for Liereyy. Wasn't good enough. TaToH's creation, his boom, everything about it was better. TaToH's 1 win away from winning the best of 5. Alright, scoreboard's updated. Mongolia is the next map. Based on what I've seen with the Civ draft and what I expect if there are more games, I believe this will be Britons versus Huns. The reason I think this will be Britons and Huns is because there's 2 water maps remaining if Liereyy wins this. There's Team Islands and Islands. So I think TaToH will use Byzantines and Italians for water. Liereyy has to stick to the game plan and use Japanese Malay for water. So it's got to be Huns and Britons. That's what I expect. An anonymous soul gifted Carlson sub. Thank you very much, Carlson, for being here, and thank you to whoever anonymously gifted Carlson. Thanks. That was sick display from TaToH, man. This is really going to shake things up, too. Hun should win this big time? Not necessarily. I'll talk about it once we get into the game. There's one moment where Britons become very strong. And it would be very much like TaToH to go Drushfast Castle. Early Castle Age is where Britons are very dominant. They get the extra range in the crossbows, fast ballistics. Huns can't do too much against that. That type of momentum is hard for a lot of civs to stop. Hey T90, why do you think Saracens are so bad? They have some options to play with. They're very bad because they can't get to those options. Most like in 1v1s, in competitive 1v1s, the struggle becomes they can't get to their strong options and they don't have a strong eco bonus. So in post-imp, they're an outstanding civ, but when you're looking at high-level players, you'll oftentimes find that they fall behind early with Saracens, and that's just not acceptable. Okay, so Liereyy has now gone with the yellow color. All right. So he needs, I know what chat's going to say, so I'll just say it. He needs the Viper's color to find his top form again. So he's in the yellow, he's in the north. This is another one of his home maps, and it is Mongolia. And then in the blue, we have TaToH. TaToH is playing as the Britons. So sorry if the colors are confusing for you, but I really like this color. I like blue and yellow. I like yellow and red. I like yellow and purple. I like colors that are easy to tell apart. And Liereyy always chooses green. And I freaking hate green, because green and blue doesn't work for people who are colorblind. And green doesn't mesh well with a lot of colors. So The best way to sum up this Civ matchup is mobility versus a small, compact style. So TaToH has a slower Civ, but his Civ can have an incredible push. And oftentimes what you'll see with Britons is they have 20 to 30 crossbows in one spot, and if those crossbows are forward, Liereyy would have to respond. Whereas if the crossbows are defensive, Lierey's going to run circles around him with cav archers and knights. So whatever TaToH's plan may be here, he needs to get to a big ball of archers and stay alive and get some control leading up to Castle Age. I think that will be key. And something that TaToH's very comfortable with is a Drush Fast Castle build. So what that means is making militia, attacking Liereyy, walling his base, and trying to get Castle Age as fast as possible. He could pull that off with this map as well. If he scouts this gold in the back, it's possible for him to go to the safe gold and wall the front of his base. We shall see. Green and blue are considered. Not sure what you meant by that, Stisek, but thanks for hanging out, man. Dave, if you're still there, so all day tomorrow at 9 a.m., noon, and 3 our time, there will be sets. Liereyy plays twice tomorrow, and MBL plays twice tomorrow. I could talk about that. But anyways, on Sunday, we will have the final, which is a best of 9. That final is 13 GMT and 9 a.m. EST. If Yo makes the final, if Yo does not make the final, it'll be pushed back 3 hours, so it's a better time for the audience. So they've gone with the ECL versions of the maps, which makes a lot more sense. Like, this is a patched version of Mongolia. I guess there wasn't consistency there, to be honest, in the one set today with MBL and Yo. For whatever reason, they were using the crappy versions of the maps. What's TaToH doing with this Vil? Oh, he wants to wall. This would be the time where he'd build the barracks if he's going for a Drush FC. Then again, he doesn't have the mill yet, so... Go to the mill first, maybe. Liereyy, pretty solid map for him except for the golds. I think the golds could be problematic. He too has a back gold though. And same could be said for TaToH. The main gold and secondary is really rough. I don't think he can TC here either, so that'll be crazy awkward. This is a lot of walling early for TaToH, but he realizes that scouts is not something he can keep up with. Okay, so there's the barracks for Liereyy. Now, this tells me that he'll go for man-at-arms. Maybe he's worried about the man-at-arms archer rush, so he wants to match that a bit. And TaToH arrives just in the nick of time to see the barracks is going up. Good scouting info from him. Is TaToH just going, like, FC? 1, 2... 3 villagers walling. Is this just a straight fast castle build? Where are his deer? He doesn't have deer in here, right? Oh my god! How did I not see his deer? I'm so bad. Okay, so if he has 3 deer in here, he could do it. I would even delete the wall and let the one waltz back in, because it seems like he wants to. This is a Drush Fast Castle from TaToH. And what's funny about this is, Liereyy might expect this is man-at-arms because of the timing of it all. If there's a barracks at this time with flags, you're assuming it's militia coming forward that will be upgraded to man-at-arms. This might catch Liereyy off guard. But TaToH will run into some wolves. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, there's so many wolves here! Oh my god! The best counter to Drush FC is man-at-arm forward. Lierey's down 2 games. He's not happy about it. So they're both running into wolves. Woo, woo, woo! TaToH lost a militia. No! Oh, God. And now he's just passing. He doesn't see Lierey's here. Okay, this is trouble. This is trouble for TaToH. Big trouble for TaToH. This is the correct move. This is everything you need against this strategy choice. Now TaToH won't be able to comfortably collect his deer, and there's no way he can comfortably go up to Castle Age. There's no way. The Man-at-Arms will be in. Soon more towers will go up. Yep, Lierey's already on stone. This is perfect. TaToH's military's forward, aimlessly wandering around. And you can expect TaToH to lose more ground, and he can't do anything about it! He's still 2 minutes away from the next stage. He can't do anything about it. Well, bad for TaToH fans. Bad for TaToH. Good for the deer. I think the deer will be fine. Now, TaToH will be up against another tower here. So, the reason you go towers, for those that are wondering, is because it's a fast way to stop them from walling behind. So, the more towers that go up, the further TaToH has to wall behind. Now, he does have a gold secured. He does have this wood line, which is less than ideal. But he can't counter this. He also doesn't have any stones now, so he can build one single tower. So still, the reason he's behind getting to feudal is because he created more vills. Now, he was creating militia and more villagers while Liereyy idled his TC and went feudal. So the idea is to buy yourself time and go with a fast castle, but the problem with that is your Dark Age is significantly, like, you're in Dark Age a lot longer. So TaToH can't counter tower when he's still in Dark Age. Now he's in feudal. TaToH's in a rough spot. If he places the tower now, then Liereyy will just tower the other side. He's trying his best to not tower here. And now Liereyy runs in. Man, if Liereyy sees the mining camps on that gold, he'll tower it. TaToH will be forced to respond on both sides. Liereyy will tower here. That tower will go up. There's no stopping it. Oh, TaToH quick walls. There's a hole there. Lierey's just all over him, though. This is stressing me out. There's so much pressure. Lierey's so aggressive. This is stressing me out. Jeez. By the way, TaToH is so focused, his militia are dying to the town center. Not that they would have helped much. Yeah, watch. Man, Liereyy just needs to tower the gold now. There's no way TaToH can stop a tower on the gold. He doesn't have enough archers to stop it. He doesn't have stone to build more towers. But Liereyy, he has not confirmed that's where TaToH's taking gold. That's the thing. Yeah, now he sees the wood, now he sees the gold. That's just asking for a tower. Right here, oh my goodness. Actually, here might be slightly better. Okay, Liereyy runs out with his scout. This feels over right now. This definitely feels over. But if TaToH could stop the tower, then you never know. Just relying on walls at the moment. So I think this is just meta knowledge from Liereyy to go man-at-arm tower in this situation. Because a lot of times you'd expect scouts with Huns. But even I said it when I saw Britons picked. I figured TaToH would probably go Drush FC to get to Castle Age as quick as possible. This tower is just... It's perfect. It is perfect. Now, what I don't like is how Lierey's only building these with 3 vills, but he's calculated it, I guess. Yeah, he's calculated it. Now, very rarely would I say towers are satisfying, but when you can place a tower in that one tile gap and build one single stone wall behind, it's satisfying. Oh my goodness! Is this Tim? The Great Wall of freaking China is over here for Liereyy. Holy crap! Okay. There's still a hole there, that's the thing. I think there's a hole there, right? I can't tell because of capture age, but it feels like there's a hole there. Don't tell me. No way! You've got to be kidding me. Liereyy has played so well, and he leaves a hole in his wall. Oh my god. Oh my god. If you guys have never seen a man on tilt, you're about to see it. Whew! Oh, that changes everything. And TaToH's found this wood. Does he know the gold's out there? He does know the gold's out there. Where's he collecting gold right now? Nowhere. He's forced so much out of Liereyy. I mean, Liereyy still has the lead. Now, Liereyy still has a commanding lead, but it's avoidable. And TaToH's also making forward archers. Yeah, precisely what someone just said in the chat. It's bad, but I don't think it's enough for TaToH. TaToH needs to do more. He realizes that. Look at the moves from TaToH! The scout is the one that's getting the hits, not the archers. And then the moves from Liereyy to triple gate. That was well played from both of them. Sometimes you'll see players do that. Run in with the scout first, so when Liereyy garrisons the TC attacks the scout, but I doubt that'll be enough. The archers go down. Now, Liereyy is very frazzled. He's built far too many towers. He didn't need to tower this much. But he is on his way up. Ooh. Okay. And TaToH tried to snipe the Vills, and Lierey's having none of it. Well played. Very well played. The question is, what does Liereyy do in the next stage? He doesn't have a stable. He does not have an archery range. I'm really curious what he's going to do. TaToH's on this gold freely in the back. He has wood now. He has a military lead. And if he reaches Castle Age, he'll get a big power spike with range. And he's on his way up now. The sign of a good player is not how to win the easy games. The sign of a good player is how to win the hard games. How to come back. And if you remember game 1, Liereyy had a very strong, impressive opening with his micro. And TaToH, in my opinion, came back. Though the game was always very close. Liereyy... Normally you'd go knights because TaToH's base is so open. That's the normal follow-up to towers, but... I'm not sure this will be enough. Oh my god, and TaToH will also see the Vills here with his spear if he's paying attention. Oh, he was just passing. Oh my god, Liereyy wants to castle him. Will we see a doubt castle? Liereyy wants to drop a castle on his face. This is so weird for a player of Lierey's quality to go for. TaToH has towered this wood line and has an army there. And now he sees the villagers and sees the knight, which he will also kill. Wow. Well, TaToH's also towered here, so these Lierey's Vills will eventually die. I just don't agree with a naked castle drop. Even one stable knights is too little. It's too risky. It's too all in. And very rarely would you see a player of Lierey's quality go for the stone walls like that too. You just make archer ranges at home, make skirms and archers or something. But, you know, this fight is good. It's right before TaToH gets upgrades. And there's a siege workshop on the hill. Liereyy still has excellent position in TaToH's base. And that fight is very nice for him. And TaToH's gone into pikeman before even upgrading to crossbow with bodkin. That shows you how scared he is of this. And Liereyy is right on the hill. Nice engagements for Liereyy. Here, not so great that his Vills are getting hit, but TaToH's kind of cramped in here. Can TaToH see the Vills? Oh! Oh, that stable edition was such a big deal! Are you kidding me, Liereyy? He's castling there? These villagers are just checking this out. Like, what on earth is this? 3-Vill castle from Liereyy. Well, how do you think this one's gonna go? Quick walls. It'd be stupid if this goes up. It would be stupid. Hey, guys, it's at 50%. Liereyy needs to stonewall the left of this because the palisade will go down. Nah, there's no way. Not with the tower. There's no way. I don't know what's happening. I do not know what's happening. I think Liereyy is... tries to quick wall. Nope. He's kind of lost it mentally. He took the lead. He took the lead in the game. Had the perfect response to TaToH. TaToH gets Castle Age and wins. This castle, what this castle says to me is that Liereyy mentally lost the game the second those units got through the hole. You know? Like, that's what it says to me. Because with the Castle Age advantage that he had, with the map control advantage that he had, TaToH was also killing these vills. You would think that he could play standard, go for elite skirm and knights, have all the map control, and kill TaToH. With this forward position, it should be very easy for him to be happy because he's denying golds and woodlines and stones. All these things are good. But to commit to full stone walls, not transition into anything behind that is so weird. And then he left a hole in the wall. He probably got overconfident, left a hole in the wall, and then thought, oh shoot, I need to go YOLO to deny resources because TaToH has a lot of crossbows and those are dangerous. Many people for a long, long time, including myself, has been saying that Lierey's number 2. But we've seen in show matches versus Viper, he hasn't been as good or on form. And we've seen here, Liereyy 3-0 him. Or not Liereyy 3-0 himself, sorry. TaToH 3-0 him. That was unexpected. Nobody expected that. So there we are. So this is the way it pans out. There will be spoilers. I'm going to explain what's upcoming for this event because there's a lot of people here. Many of you might have missed some of the earlier games today and earlier sets, so I want to explain it so you're in the loop. Well, hold on. The KD was similar. The eco was all over the place for both, but the game was good for TaToH. It just needed to close things up there. But yeah, so earlier today, Yo played TaToH. Yo 3-0'd TaToH. Then Yo played MBL, and he beat MBL 3-2. So Yo has 2 wins. That is looking good for him right now. That's looking very, very good for him. Most likely Yo will be in the finals if he continues to play like that. TaToH, he has an opportunity tomorrow. If he gets a win, he'll have 2 wins and 1 loss. Liereyy plays twice